Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to the His and Hers Podcast. Yeah. We might be uploading a little bit late this week if I'm predicting correctly.
I'm going to say probably not might be, but definitely will be.
Okay, cool. So we apologize in advance. We did go 2 months strong, okay, without any issue. Anyways, it's been a very, very busy week, but we hope you guys had an amazing week and weekend nonetheless. We have so much to dive into today. Welcome to episode 9. This is
I was about to say 8. Yeah, you're right.
It's not 8, it's 9 because remember I made my really great rhyme last time.
You did.
What did I say?
Episode 8. It's so great. We're not late. Or something like that.
No.
I don't remember.
Wow, you don't even listen to me.
Remember that fact you tried telling me the other day that women say about 300,000 words per day while men only say, what, 30,000 or 3,000?
Some crazy,
30,000?
It's like 30,000 versus 300,000 or something like that. It's this crazy difference of how many words women say per day versus men.
Yeah.
And, at first David was like, ha ha ha, because y'all talk a lot. And I was like, ha ha ha, no.
I was like, damn, what do you be saying?
No, it is because we repeat ourselves over and over and over again. Example A, we're just going to dive right into this. Welcome back. Example, because we're going to be going through this perfection because today's episode is going to be mostly about like male and female roles and bias and just stuff because I have so much to say. Okay. Mm-hmm. First of all, example A of this, and it literally happened while we were having this conversation. Yeah. We had the baby bag for a family photo shoot that we were prepping for this past weekend with the kids. And I had the key fob, for our Jeep in the front pocket of the backpack, right? And so, David, we were getting out of the car and David was going to go and unlock the door for us. And I said, babe, the keys are in the bag in the front pocket. And so he grabs the bag and he sits it on his lap and he just sits there and he just waits and he goes, babe, is it in this pocket? And I said, yes, honey, it's in the front pocket. Now he was like, well, I wasn't sure. And I was like, why?
I said I was making sure.
No,
that's what you said. Because I don't know if you meant like the front pocket on the inside. There's a lot of pockets.
No. How is there a front pocket on the inside of anything?
I don't know. There's pockets inside of pockets.
Okay, but it wouldn't be a front pocket though. Like a front pocket is an outward front pocket. There was only one front pocket, and so I'm just saying things like that where I'm like,
up to date with purse
in
vernacular.
the front. It's in the front pocket.
So
that's why we say so much every day because we are not only repeating ourselves to you,
but we're repeating ourselves
to your children that are just like you.
Which one?
All of them. All of them. Exactly what happened, just that happens a million times a day.
No, remember when we were having that conversation? So you told me that fact. I was like, nah, ain't no way. So we were talking about that fact.
Yes.
300,000 words to 30,000 words.
Right.
And right after that, you said, isn't it crazy that no one knew us before we had kids? And I sat there for a minute and I was like, I'm pretty sure everybody that knows us knew us before we had kids. And you're like, I said Noah.
Noah.
I was like, oh, Noah. Because he took our family photos. I was like,
he's our family photographer.
But the way you said it sounded like you said Noah knew us before we...
I didn't say it
That's
like
how you said
anything.
It. Noah knew us.
Isn't it crazy that Noah knew us before we had kids?
Yeah.
That Noah knew us before we had kids.
Yeah, but it almost sounded like you said no one knew us.
Why would I ever say that in God's word? Like, it's just one of those things, like, in your mind. Why wouldn't you do, like, the process of elimination?
I did. That's why I was quiet for, like, 10 seconds. I was like...
No, you were quiet for a lot longer. I was like... Is it not crazy? Like, that's crazy. Because he took our engagement photos. He took our wedding photos. He took, like, the first Ezra's maternity photos. He takes all of our family photos every year. So Noah, our photographer, and we're literally coming home from this photo shoot. And even though I said Noah knew us before we had kids, David
the way
sat
you
there
said it, though, was like,
for 10,
no
15
one
seconds.
Knew us. No one knew us.
That's not. I said Noah knew us.
No, you said it so smooth. You're like, no one knew us before. Like, no one knew us before we had kids. And I was like,
just say you don't listen. Just say you don't.
Like, that wasn't a good example, but I do listen.
Okay, sure. The amount of repetition that I have in my life.
Okay, but 300,000 words to 30,000. That's a crazy
Yeah,
ratio.
look at how long I have to talk in order for you to understand something as simple as no one knew us before we had kids.
See? That's what it sounds like. I'm telling you.
Baby, that's ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. I would have, like, especially because we just saw Noah. Like, I could see if I said that out of nowhere and we didn't just see Noah. Like, I could see how you would think that. I really could. But we literally just said bye to Noah.
Yeah, but like the way you said it should have sounded like no one knew us.
Well, excuse me for saying it that way.
I think it's just the way that the words are, and when you say those words
baby,
together.
you are doing a lot of justification. I get it. You don't listen.
I bet you.
But like, y'all don't be getting upset when women have so much to say because y'all got a lot of questions. Y'all sure do. We will say it and say it and say it and say it. And y'all still need some clarification. And then, like I said,
explain.
Then we have your children, and then genetically that's in them as well. And I have to repeat myself a lot with Ezra. I have to repeat myself a lot with Julian. And it's the same thing. It's the same thing. So by the time I get to you, I'm just like, cut it out. Listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth right now. Just give me 5 seconds of your time, please. And don't think that I said no one when I said Noah. Okay?
What do you mean? Your kids, though, are so bad, man. Trying to take family photos with these kids.
My kids. Now they're all of a sudden just my kids. When literally every single one of them looks just like you. Okay.
They have your attitude.
Look, I'm gonna say this. I feel like attitude, yes. Temperament, absolutely not. And the fact that they are disobedient sometimes, they didn't get that from me. You have heard it from my mother and my brother and my aunt and my grandma that I was a great child. I did not do stuff like that. Like, I was very calm. I read a lot. You know this. Now, what I have heard about you from everybody that has known, literally every single person that I have met that has known David all of his life, have the same exact story, that he was so bad, that he did not listen. He was always getting into trouble. He was always lying and getting caught. Like, he would try to be slick, but he really wasn't. Like, people would always say that, like, David would get caught. But he was just bad. Like, he just did not listen. I even had one of his uncles that was meeting me for the very first time, and I asked him what David was like as a child, and he used the word terrible. He was terrible, Nikki.
He's lying.
And he said he didn't listen, that he was trying to like jump down like a flight of stairs, damn near breaking his arm, and like going, down to people's basements and touching their smurfs, and like, be touching, there was like these figurines that David wasn't supposed to touch, and they were smurfs. And he goes down there and he starts playing with somebody else's stuff, and it made his uncle so mad. And so, like, that's all they tell me is that he was bad. Like,
Okay, first of all, I wasn't bad. I just had a lot of energy.
So why is that people, like, why would I believe you when everybody else, like, Alex tells me that, your little sister
Alex
tells
don't
me that.
know.
Yes, she does.
She's 5 years younger than me. How would she know?
Excuse me, just because I'm 6 years younger than Solomon doesn't mean that I don't know that he was bad when we were kids. What, you think that we just didn't have no memory or what?
She was bad.
So? We're talking about you.
I was a good kid.
Okay? Your DNA is in my children. Now, okay, look, the little attitude, like when you are in Mila's face and she just wants you to get out of her face, okay, that's me.
For sure.
Her, like, the growling, probably me.
Oh, no, it is definitely you. Because I heard you growling just the other day, and I was like, oh, this makes sense.
When I get frustrated, I do like a little, I don't know. And then
like, oh,
now
okay,
my daughter does that.
That's why Mila be doing that. Okay.
But they are bossy because of you.
Bossy?
Bossy.
I'm
they
bossy?
like things a particular kind of way. You will literally starve than eat something that you don't like.
It depends.
Like, you're picky. They're picky. And it's because they're picky that makes them bossy. And they get that from you.
No, Ezra's like you. He does not. Like, eating food to him is like a waste of time.
Yeah, that's true. We have other things to do.
Yeah.
Me and Ezra really have to work.
Now Mila's like me, where like she's like, you cannot put the food in her mouth fast enough. Like,
she starts growling.
Yeah.
You're like going to her with the spoon and she's like hurry up.
Like, she'll attack the spoon.
Yes.
And it scares me because one time I was like feeding her and she came to the spoon all fast and like clean. And I was like, I thought it was going to like hit the back of her throat. And I was like,
no!
I was like, I'm going to bring the food to you. Like, just relax.
Oh my God.
Okay?
If you choke my baby, I'm going to choke you out.
She has no patience. All you had to do was wait like 2 more seconds.
Who did she get that from, David? You literally have no patience. If there is more than one person in line in front of us at the grocery store, David starts having a whole conniption fit. Let's just go self-checkout. Let's just go self-checkout. Time for this.
Yeah.
You have no patience.
I hate the grocery store, though. I hate it.
I know you do.
Like, I like the idea of a grocery store, you know, going somewhere, getting all the food you need. Like, you know, I like that part of the grocery store. But dealing with all the people in there, I do not like that part of the grocery store. Too many fucking people.
You are impatient with other people because a lot of people are very rude.
Yeah.
Like there's no consideration being had, and that infuriates you to no end. Yeah. Whereas like with me, I'm like, yeah, I don't expect anything more from this person. Like they're obviously rude as fuck. I'm just gonna go. You know what I mean?
But it puts me like in this situation where I have to be rude before other people are rude to me.
Why?
Because people are rude.
Yeah, but how do you know that they're gonna be rude to you if they're not rude first?
I'm not gonna wait to find out. Like not all the time, but you know, in a grocery store.
Yeah, you're just like very standoffish.
Yeah, I won't talk to people. I won't do that. You know, I might say like excuse me or something if I gotta get by or something.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna I don't go out of my way to be like rude to people, but if I'm standing off to the side and somebody's coming down, like. You know, if I have the buggy in the aisle and I'm like off to the side and there's room, you know, people just come right like next to you, like still wanting you to move. I'm like, how much more do you want me to move?
Yeah, that's true. They'll get right on your ass.
Yeah.
You know what is something that really bothers me that I feel like a lot of people do and maybe they don't really intend to do it this way or like invoke this feeling in me, but I don't know about you. Mm-hmm. When something happens where you're not necessarily the one that stepped in someone's way, but you still say, excuse me.
Oh,
Have you ever been in those situations? Mm-hmm. I cannot stand when that happens and you say, oh, excuse me. And then the person says, you're fine.
Oh, yeah.
You're okay.
Yeah, like you did get in there.
Yeah, like I did get in your... Exactly. Like, I'm just like, I did that because I had some fucking respect. You got in the way.
I'm standing
Actually,
right back here.
You're not fucking fine. Like, never mind. You are not excused. Like, I be getting
you take
so...
You stand right back and say,
yeah.
Nah, you move.
Nah. You
like
are
that?
no longer excused. Right. Okay? Don't be sitting up here trying to tell me I'm fine. I'm okay. Excuse me?
I know
or like when dudes do that, like older men will do that and they'll be like, oh, really? You're fine, sweetheart. You're fine, hun.
I bet you go through a whole bunch of shit, like, as a woman in stores and shit.
And you know what? Honestly, I feel like it's even worse when you're, like, smaller in stature. Because I just feel like they don't have anything to fear. You're not a threat. So they're just like, oh. And the older men, they definitely don't have anything to lose. So they just be all kinds of crazy stuff be coming out their mouth.
That's crazy because that never happens to me. Like, there's never any dude that's trying to bully me or something like that. Yeah. I don't think it's because I look intimidating or anything. It's just
you're a man.
You know,
like you're a man. Just you being a man in itself is just like enough.
Yeah, and if there's like another dude or something, and you know we both got to get the same spot, you know.
Like, and I don't think that it would be offensive in the same way or even at all if you experience what I experienced. Like if older women were like hitting on you and like if you experience the same thing as a woman does as a man every day, I feel like you would interpret it differently. We interpret it as like
older women sometimes are rude to me, and especially a certain demographic.
I know, honey, I've seen that happen.
They're very rude to me.
I know.
And for them, if I even see any of them in public, I will not hold the door open for them. I'm like, nah, bitch, you got it.
I hate that some women treat you like that.
Yeah, so...
But like...
It definitely does happen. But I don't think it has anything to do with my sex.
But, you know, honestly, like, it's not even just about, like, oh, you know, this person is like a scary person. It's just, like, also the overly sexualized, like, inappropriate shit that happens as a woman every single day.
Oh,
like, that's what I'm talking about. That's the part that I'm talking about. Like, to me, that is so, like, it's creepy and it just makes everything uncomfortable. But let's just say you had the same interactions as a woman would have, but as a man. I just don't think that men would find it creepy.
Let me see. Role play.
You know, like, okay.
Pretend I'm a dude shopping, and you're like a creepy pervert man, woman.
Okay, so I would like walk by,
yeah,
and you know, kind of like brush your arm a little bit, and then go, damn.
All that.
Damn. You got a man or what?
It's
Where
like,
you at?
It's like that?
Yeah, babe.
I'm like, damn, I'm just trying to...
And if it's like an old man, I have gotten like just the most ridiculous, let me call Chef Boyardee because you are yummy. I've had a man say that to me on the 16th Street Mall.
What does that even mean?
Baby, like just senile old men, but like because they don't have anything to lose, that's probably the least, you know, triple X rated things, because they be going on and on and on and on, and they don't have no shame.
That's crazy.
No shame.
I was never like that. Like, when I was
oh my God, babe, I would
like
hope not.
Like, I was never...
I fucking hate
I just, like, assume, like, if you're out picking up toiletries, the last thing you want is...
But you
like
know what? I
always,
like, I don't think that I would have been creeped out, like, if you would have came up to me in a grocery store.
That's so nice.
And, like, help me take something off of the top shelf. Like, you see me
right
struggling. What? What? I'm
just...
like, don't be creepy about it.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's, like, you know, you can find romance in a grocery store. You never know.
Yeah.
But like,
I always try to be mindful, like, to not be creepy. Like, when I was in
you were
stores
never
and stuff.
creepy when we met. So I would hope that you're not just going out there and creeping people out. Babe.
No, I did not want to be creepy. Now, I had friends where I'm like, you're coming off kind of creepy.
No, I feel like 80% of your friends at that time were really fucking creepy.
Very creepy.
Like, just the way that they went about shit. I was like, that's very... I mean, that I would stop talking to you for that. Right. Like... and girls did stop talking to yes,
them.
and I was trying to, like, tell them, like, in a loving way, like, you gotta stop being so fucking creepy, man.
And it was mostly because they didn't know how to...
They didn't know how to socialize. Yeah.
They were just kind of awkward.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm awkward too.
Well, how come you're not awkward?
Yeah,
I was gonna say, how come you didn't help your friends out? Like, you see that they're being all fucking awkward.
They
don't know how to talk to nobody. Because you're the one, when we met at the club, you're the one who took off from your friends because they were being all awkward. Like, you didn't even like try to help them. You're like, peace, I'm gonna go.
Oh yeah.
Because I know how to do this.
You just gotta do it on your... I don't know. I'm not like Hitch or something, you know?
Yeah, but it's just
you
like,
gotta know.
Spread the wisdom. Be like, hey man, like, you know.
There's no wisdom to it. You just...
Oh, you're just naturally rico suave.
No.
Excuse me.
No, you just like... You just go be yourself, and either it works or it doesn't.
Yeah, that's true. There really is nothing else, you know,
no like game
you know, equation to it.
There's really not. You just be yourself, and if it works, it works.
Okay, but how much of yourself are we talking?
What do you mean?
Be yourself. Because I have something to discuss with you
about
being yourself, being your most authentic self. Okay. Mm-hmm. And this is about gender roles. So I'm putting a line right here, an imaginary line. Okay. I love you and everything, but you are a male. I'm a female. Things are different. Okay. And we're going to talk about the differences and we're going to compare the two. How about that? Okay. So I would like to talk about the differences between being too real when you are meeting somebody new, right? Mm-hmm. So let's talk about like outwardly. How real do you think a girl should be when you are meeting her for the first time?
Like personality-wise?
No. Outwardly, Poppy. See, here I go repeating things.
I thought you meant like outwardly, like expressing yourself.
No, honey, like outward
I'm always thinking of what's within. So
you are so full of shit.
Oh, you're talking about on the superficial level.
Yeah, all the superficial level. So how real do you expect a woman to be when she meets you for the first time?
Probably, I mean, I imagine.
So, like, with me, I'm going to give you an example.
Like, depends on the setting. Are we talking about the club?
We're talking about, like, you just talking to a girl.
Okay, but, like, you talking about first meeting, like, that day?
No, I'm talking about, like, the courting process. Like, it doesn't have to be that exact. Yeah, exactly. Okay. It doesn't have to be that exact day.
I would assume,
you first meet someone.
I would assume by that time you would probably have seen a girl without her makeup or in her hair done in pajamas.
Okay.
Or in sweats and something like that. I would imagine by that time.
By that time.
Right.
Got it. Okay. So, and if that doesn't happen.
Okay.
And you find something out that you didn't expect, would you be upset? Like, just for example, if she had a wig on and you did not know the whole time.
Okay.
Would that be fine?
It would be weird.
Maybe for you personally. Now, do you feel like you're
we talk bald-headed underneath?
Yeah, bald-headed underneath. Would that be okay with you? Or your male counterparts, like your male friends, would they be fine? How would they react if they had met a girl
and she had a wig
on, she was bald-headed, and he didn't know, and then he found out? How would they react?
Is there a reason she's bald-headed?
I mean, let's just look at surface. Not really. Just that's just how she styles. That's just what's going on with her.
I guess I wouldn't really care.
I feel like you're lying.
No, I don't know. I mean, not my business, but I mean, whatever a girl does with her hair.
You've always been such a forward-thinking.
I would have questions.
Male. I would have questions.
I would have questions as to, like, did she feel weird about not telling me about it? I mean, it wouldn't be a big deal to me, but
yeah.
Like if she just popped out one day, like if I went to her house, and she just opened the door and didn't have a wig, I'd be like, oh. And like she didn't address it the whole time. I'd be like, this is different.
Maybe we can talk about it later and do that.
I guess she just wears wigs. I don't know.
How do you think that your friends would react to that? Like males? Do you feel like?
I don't know. It depends. They probably wouldn't care.
Or like, let's talk about fake nails, fake lashes, BBLs, lip injections. How do your friends feel about stuff like that?
I don't think they care for the most part. I think there are some guys, like I know some guys that will have like a preference where they don't want a girl with breast implants, or they don't want the fake butt, which I guess that would mean injections.
Yes, I don't know how it all. I don't know, like fat transfer.
No, I don't. Whatever Nicki Minaj has, I don't know what the difference is between.
Oh, that's like the butt implant. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, like there are guys that wouldn't want that, or breast implants, or then I got friends that don't care. That it don't matter.
So the reason why I'm asking this, and I'm like kind of going a roundabout way to get to this point, is because something happened recently on Twitter that I really want to talk to you about and get your thoughts on, because I just feel like
they're making people mad on Twitter.
I
can't
just
believe you.
I really, it's just a pastime.
I would never. I would never.
I learned from the best, my love.
I would never upset anybody on Twitter. Not me.
Never. We have too much class.
Right.
Okay, so I was scrolling through the Twitter, and timeline, got all kinds of stuff. And now in those things, I see so many guys, like, because I follow influencers, I follow YouTubers, influencers, beauty gurus, stuff like that, right? Who are very, very scrutinized, but what I've noticed is that women tend to be more so about everything, about their hair, whether or not they've had lip injections, whether or not they've had this done to their body or that or whatever, this and that. Everything is about their looks, their weight, all of that. They're just torn down in pieces. And when you click on stuff like that, surprisingly enough, you find a large percentage of those commenters being dudes that are in the comments talking about you're fake. Who would want this? This is why you ain't ever gonna be nobody's wife. This and that. Or like if it's a girl and she's like getting a wig on, because like if she's having issues like with her edges, because sometimes that happens, or like girls lose their hair after having babies and stuff like that. You'll see dudes being like, "Wow, you bald-headed bitch!" Like, this is why nobody, like, you ain't even got no real hair. Like, especially about their hair. Men will come after women about their hair so much.
Yeah.
So,
crazy.
Knowing all of this and being on the internet for so many years and seeing this over and over and over again, it's just like, this toxic thing that happens with women. I came across this crazy ass post on my Twitter. And it was a guy, and it was just like the thumbnail alone fucking gold because it got me immediately. And what it showed was like him having the grandpa patch, you know, like the U. And this was completely bald, the top of his head, but the sides, you know, he had hair.
The George Jefferson?
Yes, exactly. The George Jefferson. That was called. So that's what he had. And that was on one side. On the other side of the thumbnail was him having some nice ass waves, like deep like waves. And I was like, the hell? So I click on this video. And I see that he actually didn't start out bald like that.
Right.
They shaved him like that. Okay.
I guess so the glue would stick better?
Yeah, so the glue would stick better. So they ended up putting a bunch of dots of glue all over his scalp. They let it dry. They put another layer of a bunch of dots of glue on his scalp. They end up gluing different strips of hair onto his scalp one by one by one. And then they were like twists, and then they undid the twists once they were glued on, and then they you know, cut it down, they shaved it, they faded it, they lined it up, and he looked like a whole new man.
Look good.
Whole new man. Now you've already seen this. Yes. And it struck a chord with me because that video threw me off guard because I didn't even know that was a thing. That shocked the hell out of me. And then I found it funny that men never mention that they do the same thing. I've never heard of this. I've never heard of this.
I didn't know.
Okay, now women be coming forward. They're like, hey, you know what? I like wigs. I do this. I do that. I put weave in my hair. But I have never heard of this. So I ended up...
I never knew dudes did it.
Yeah, no, dude. Apparently, yes. And like, well, okay, looks great. So I retweeted it. Yeah. And I said, I think it's funny that y'all be saying that us women catfish. Oh, men love to use that term. Y'all be catfishing with y'all's nails and y'all's wigs and y'all's weaves and y'all's lashes and y'all's
nails?
Yes.
Wait,
they
nails?
Be on nails too.
Nails, you like one day he just wakes up and she has like short nails. He's like, I thought your nails were really long. I'm so deceived.
Like, exactly.
Really?
I don't know. If it's that, I think it's just like, oh, it's another way of you're being fake. You're not being your authentic self. Oh, okay. So I was like, you know, the next time y'all be talking about catfishing, sir, excuse me, explain this bald bitch behavior. So many people are shocked that this is even a thing. The girls especially are like, what the fuck did I just watch, right? Everybody's having a good time. It's not really that serious. It's really not. Yeah. Worse things are said on Twitter. And
you're just trying to make the point that...
What I'm saying is there was a comparison. I didn't go after the dude in the video. Yeah. Never once. No. What I said was, the next time y'all talk about women catfishing, let's talk about this as well. Because you guys are, you know, getting upset about this one thing. But when you guys do it, well, then we need to be supportive, right? Like, that's crazy. That I did not know that men did that. And so I'm pretty sure that whoever that man is seeing that just got that done, he ain't gonna tell his girl or whoever he's seeing at the time. No way. Right? Literally.
First of all, I don't know what the percentage of dudes that do that, but I would think it has to be pretty low.
How would we know?
Because I think
it's like TikTok. How would they know?
How are they gonna know?
How would they know?
They're not gonna know. They're not gonna find out. How would they find out?
How would they know?
Yeah, that's right.
How would they know?
I don't know.
I put that up. It was supposed to be like a hee-haw moment. And not even 12 hours later, babe. Not even 12 hours later. I wake up in the morning and I check my email as per usual. My business email. Email.
Yeah. Important business.
And I have this email and I have it here.
Oh, God. I'm going to read it.
And the subject says, regarding bald bitch behavior.
Is she like... Or is it a girl?
It's a girl. It's a woman.
Is she like the spokesperson for the bald bitch behavior?
Yes.
On behalf of bald bitch
behavior. Regarding the bald bitch behavior mess. Okay. This one post kind of bothered me a bit. I watched the entire video because I thought maybe he said something bad or maybe the barber said something bad, but neither one did. At the end of this video, the barber said that it was his first time doing this so he can learn how to help men who are balding and may feel insecure about that. His friend in the video just wanted to help him out to practice. I thought that was pretty cool. In my opinion, these two guys are someone's sons or can even be someone's brother. Anyway, I don't think your intention was to hurt anyone or anything, but you never know. Either one of these two guys in the video can be going through something in their lives and we have no idea. They haven't done anything wrong that I know of. I know you're a good person. I guess I just wanted to get that off my chest. And then she went ahead and screenshotted my tweet where I put this up. And here you go. So although I can respect this email, sort of, kind of, not really, because this email was not warranted. Number one, because this is going to my business email, and this is not pertaining to my business. You are wanting to talk to me on Twitter, right. But you know, this she went out of her way, because this was of high importance to her, right? Mm-hmm. To go out of her way to defend this person. And I can appreciate the stance. Right. However, I personally, in this situation, I would like to see this equalized. Mm-hmm. And so what I mean by that, and I'm just going to let y'all know what I responded, okay? Because I did respond.
Well, she completely missed the point of your post.
Well, she didn't see the comparison that I was driving at, obviously. Like, I didn't pull this post out of nowhere and say, hey, let's make fun of this guy for doing this. That's not what I said. I said, when you men sit here and call us out for catfishing, then we can have this conversation and you can explain this bald bitch behavior, okay? I don't appreciate this email at all because it's uncalled for. Twitter is not the place for posts to be taken to heart, especially when they don't apply to you. This is absolutely fine to do. What's not fine is the constant demeaning, degrading, and disgusting comments that women receive from both sexes in regards to what a woman does to her body and her hair. You are the perfect example of how people react if a man does the same thing. You show compassion and empathy. Where are the emails and tweets to these men that are degrading women for the same thing? Where's their correction? That's my point to them, not to you. How dare they comment on women wearing weaves and lashes, nails, getting injections, BBLs, calling us fake, phony, and claiming that we are the ones catfishing, and stating time and time again that if women would walk around naturally, that men would never want us.
You guys would stink.
We would be abominations. This is one very small example of a man doing what a woman does to feel better and not getting ridiculed for it. If we're talking about equality here and this was a woman getting this done, trust and believe me that no man would be coming to their defense as you are now. The man in this video doesn't know you, and I guarantee he would never go to bat for you. I put this post on Twitter for a reason. To poke holes in men's consistent and ugly argument that women are fake when they are just as fake with their weaves and hats to hide their receding hairline or baldness, and that's the perfect example of catfishing. Something that they solely blame and expose women for doing. Sincerely and humbly, your girl, Nikki.
Yeah, she completely missed what you're trying to say. Instead, she thought you were just making fun of that dude. Which, to be clear, you don't care that guy did that.
No.
You don't care about that.
I don't. I think that was awesome.
Right.
I really do.
Yeah, because I don't want people to think like, oh, Nikki just doesn't want people to be happy.
No. Well, I mean, I think my peeps, they watch me on my Instagram stories. So they got a definitely like behind the scenes when all of this was happening. Yeah. And my issue isn't with that this exists. I think that that's amazing. But I feel like men don't feel like it's amazing when women do things like that. It's not amazing any longer that is a possibility, that is an option. It's an option to increase your breast size. It's an option to increase your ass size. It's an option to put weave in your hair, just like he has that option. Yeah. Men have options as well, but when men do it, we need to empathize with the fact that they may be going through something and that, you know, they're someone's brother. There's someone's son, and you know, it's one of those things where like he didn't do nothing wrong.
So dramatic.
But it's the same. So I don't know that same.
Oh my god.
I want to know how out of all of these misogynistic men that are all over my friends, and maybe I feel this close to it because I see it every single day. Yeah. Because I have friends that I talk to on a regular basis that do this shit for a living, that get these comments day in and day out. And this one comment that didn't have nothing to do with her, that was a comparison, hit her the wrong way. And she goes to his defense so fast. And I'm wondering, where are all these tweets and DMs? You see these comments of people calling this girl fake, of people going at her character and going at everything that she's built. But she's no one's daughter. She's not anybody's sister. She might not be going through anything, I bet. So you know what? She is being fake when she is doing the exact same thing that he's doing.
I think what happens is a lot of people, me personally, I don't really care what a woman does with herself. I mean, or anybody for that matter. But whatever makes you happy, who am I to say? It doesn't affect me none. Money doesn't come out of my pocket, so I don't care. Like, whatever it is you need to be happy. Like, but I think maybe what a big part of it is, I think everybody would, if they could, they would change something about themselves.
They would change something about themselves.
You know what I mean? Like, nobody's 100% happy with how they are. Everybody has an insecurity of some sort, whether it's weight, whether it is receding hairline, whether it's crooked teeth, whether it's, you know, maybe got big ears or a big nose or, you know, something. Everybody has something. So I think everybody would change something. And maybe not everybody. I think there are people that are completely secure with how they look. But if somebody wants to improve themselves, let them.
But this is the thing, baby. I think that's perfection.
You're talking about
perfection. What I'm talking about like this. Yeah. It's like I'm trying to get you to see this side of things as a woman because it's this cycle. And this cycle has literally been put together and constructed by men. Yeah. You need to look like this. You need to be this size. Your hair needs to be this long. You need to have these colored eyes. Your measurements need to be here for you to be labeled as attractive. There are literally songs that say like 32, 26, 36 or something like that. There are measurements of the perfect woman. Yeah. And then when women feel insecure because of these standards put in place by men, and they feel so insecure that they go out there and they decide, you know what? I want a bigger ass. I want a bigger, bigger chicha so I can fit this mold. Those same men, you fake, you fall. I don't like breast implants. I don't like that. What? What do you mean? You think that people like this exist like naturally? You think that like the Kardashian body is natural? Okay, well, if you want everyone to be natural, then let your hairline recede. Don't be gluing shit to your scalp. And, like, don't sit up here and talk to these women about the shit that you made them feel bad about.
Now, that guy,
like, it's like this, it's so frustrating.
But
like,
in that guy's defense, maybe he's not one of those guys that is criticizing women for that.
Never said he was.
No, I'm just saying maybe.
The fact that this exists and that nobody's making fun of his ass, just like everybody made fun of Nicki Minaj and her booty slip.
Oh, man.
Okay?
Oh, man.
Nobody was like, hey, y'all don't know what she was going through. Everybody was like, oh, my God, look at her ass. It looks so deformed.
Man.
Like, come on.
If that guy was, like, in my friend group, he would have got made fun of. But at the end of the day, we wouldn't have cared to be like, oh, if that's what we just made fun of him a little bit. Not like in a hateful way. But.
I think, okay, it's fine. When you have friends, it's fine. You're not friends unless you make fun of them. I don't know how your friendships work, but my friends
will get sensitive.
Well, then they're not my friends because they know my heart. Sensitive. I don't ever say hateful things, but I can play with my friends. Not. You know what I mean? But I know that this is a very complicated topic. But it's just one of those things like I
think it's just more like a live and let live kind of thing.
It should be, man. And I think it's even worse because it's from both, like I told her, it's from both sexes. Oh, yeah. You got these men and women coming together and bonding over how fucked up you look. Over how fake you are. Over all of that. Yeah. If you don't do those things, then you have women telling other women that they're built like refrigerators, that they're built like a brick, that they're built like the fucking Pillsbury Doughman. Do you know how many women I've seen say that to other women? How many men I've seen say that to? But they can walk around all fat. Men can walk around fat and still be pulling hoes.
Yes, we can.
Shut up. But like if a woman does that, well then she's promoting obesity and she's terrible and this and like come on. Y'all not walking around with washboard abs. Why the hell is that expected out of us? Why is it expected for our waist to be like this little and our hips to be this wide and our boobs to be this big? And then like men are just like, well, fuck it. I mean, maybe I'll go to the gym once a week. I don't know. Yeah. Like
well, I will argue that if like men really put a lot of effort and a lot of focus into taking care of themselves, like getting facials or manicures and stuff like that. And especially like with people that I grew up with in the time that I grew up, it's seen as a very feminine.
It's not macho to do.
Yeah, it's not
macho. Yeah.
like that's kind of the perception of it. So men associate doing those kind of things with
femininity.
And I mean, that's with anything. Like if a man wants to, like especially like a brown man, if you want to get help emotionally, like therapy, you're seen as weak.
Oh my God, mental health. You cannot even talk about that as a man. Those are really good points, babe. That men
like
go
even
through.
in your family, like you're not allowed. Like if you even, you're like, man, I'm kind of sad. They're like, oh, look at this bitch. Like
straight up though. Like I have family members that thought that my anxiety was like a demon.
I'm telling you.
Like that was like they needed to pray it out of me.
But for men, it's worse. You're not allowed to have.
You're not allowed to have.
If you have any emotion, you're just like, fuck's wrong with you?
Yeah.
So there are definitely things that men and women go through that the other one doesn't go through.
Tell me.
I mean that's the main one. Like, those are the main things. Like, and if we talk about our emotions, or if we're like, man, if you express any sort of vulnerability, then you're seen as weak,
right,
or not manly.
Yeah. There was something that you mentioned the other day that really kind of opened my eyes in that way too, and I didn't realize that this was a struggle for men. And you said, you have to understand, honey, that if I choose to get into an argument, for men, that means that we're fighting. Right. Like we're going to throw hands like that. As a man, if I get up and I raise my voice, it's because like I'm going to fight. That's what's going to happen. Yeah. With women, there can be like a screaming match, and then maybe some hair pulling. You separate it. Yeah. But with a man, it's different. If you do that, people expect that. Yeah, like you to fight.
I mean, there are times though where you can't get into like a screaming match with the dude and like nothing happens. Like that does happen. But for the most part, my thought process is, all right, if I'm really gonna get in like this dude's face about this, like this means I gotta be ready for whatever comes. And that means it has to be really important, because I don't trust people. People are fucking crazy, especially dudes. You never know. You never fucking know. They have a gun, a knife, or maybe they know some shit you don't know. Like, it's real. Like, Mike, the guy I work with.
Yes.
He's a black belt in karate.
You would never know.
You would never know that.
You would never know.
You would never. He looks like an accountant.
Yeah.
He'll fuck you up. So you don't know.
Yeah.
And I'm not a black belt in karate. I'm a yellow belt.
Oh my God.
I'm like in the 6th grade.
So how is it?
So
cute.
You have to. It has to be important. Like somebody comes after your wife or your kids. It has to be really important for a man to be like, I'm gonna fucking put hands on you. Yeah. Like if somebody gets in front of me in line at fucking Target or something, I'm not gonna be like, I'm willing to die over this. Yeah, right. Well, what's it like? Going to the club is the worst. If you go to a club as a couple, especially when we go to straight clubs, if we go to a club, you're like, oh, babe, can we go to a club? To you, that means me and my friends are gonna go. We're gonna dance. I'm like, oh, God. To me, that means I'm gonna have to stand by you, and then 50 people are gonna bump into me every minute and not say excuse me. That's what that means to me. That's what I'm gonna spend my night doing.
Bobby, really?
I swear to God. I'm just like, so I'm just all right.
Well, plus you guys have to play our security if anything goes wrong.
That's pretty much like I'm like a bodyguard.
My brother told me that too.
Yeah, like a bodyguard the whole time. Yeah. Just and you're just over there dancing in front of me, and I'm like, and nobody fucking says excuse me.
Oh no.
So I can't be like, I'm gonna fight every person that doesn't say excuse me.
Yeah, that's true. But see, I be trying to fight girls at clubs, because girls at clubs are like, unless they're super drunk and in the bathroom, they can be really sweet. But out on the dance floor, for some reason, it's just like catty. Yeah. And there have been so many times that girls be trying to dance on you, and like we're clearly together, and like that pisses me the fuck off. Like, you true. See that shit. Like if you didn't, that's fine, and like it was a whoops. But if I'm dancing in front of my man and this bitch comes behind David and starts grinding on his fucking back and shit, like we're not doing this sandwich situation with my husband, bitch. I thought somebody was back the fuck up. Like I be trying to fight. I'm just like, fucking meet you in the bathroom, bitch. Like, I'll be so, I have to tell y'all this story because my brother was working security, like actual security employed at this club. And those girls were talking about trying to jump me in the bathroom that night. And my brother had to be like, hey, that's my fucking sister. And if y'all put your hands on her, especially all three of y'all at the same time, I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking punch every single one of y'all. And then I'm gonna fucking throw y'all out and like, fuck all y'all. And then he had to come tell me. And it was because that girl wanted to dance on David. And I said, no. So, you know, that's what the club means to me. It's not always fun. Yeah. It means I'm going to go out there and look cute and go try to have fun with my girls and hope that a bitch don't try me. But sometimes if I had a rough week, I'd be sitting there praying a bitch would try me. You know what I mean? Like just real quick, just real fast. When I was younger, I used to...
That's why gay clubs are better.
So much fun. There's this club here in Denver called Tracks. Oh my God. It was the most fun spot for me and my girls to go to. We would go almost...
Should we go there?
Every weekend. And me and you too. Yeah. And like, it was so much fun because you didn't have to worry about shit like that. And like the LGBTQ plus community is so fucking sweet and nice. And everybody's just so accepting. And like... I don't know. There was just no hate. Like, everybody be like, oh, bitch, you looking good. And, like, yes, there would be some guys trying to hit on my mans. But then I'd have to be like, bitch, he's mine. And then they'd be like, oh, shit, bitch, oh, my bad. Like, he's cute. And I'm like, yeah, I know. He's mine, though.
And the drinks are better.
The drinks are better.
And cheaper.
How does it feel? Is there, like, an instant feeling of pressure when you become like a husband and a father that you are like the protector, that you have like people that you have to protect? Is that like pressure for you?
No, it's not pressure. It's just, I think just innate and instinct.
Really? Like you don't feel pressure?
No, of course not.
Oh.
It's like, oh man, I better make sure my kid don't die.
No, like,
be a bad dad.
I'm the person, I'm the strength here, I'm the muscle here, I'm the only thing they have here. Because like Julian's only 12, like, you know, you are it for us as far as...
Yeah, I don't... No, it's not pressure.
Strength.
It's not pressure, it's just...
I think that's pretty cool.
When it comes
like,
up,
to
gotta
know that you can protect... Because, like, I'm only 5 foot something. You know, I'll go down with a fight, but I know that I...
Got heart.
I got heart. I got heart. Like, when your little friend be trying to go out there and fight, and they're all little. They got heart.
I've never really been a violent person.
Baby, you've never been a violent person.
But, you know, I'm not... Like, if it comes down to it, I'm not really worried about it.
There was something that you did... I don't know what you did. I don't know. But my brother came to me and he was like, you know, Mama, he was like, David's real chill and I've never seen him mad. And I was like, yeah, that's true. And he goes, but that boy's strong. I said, what? And he was like, we were doing something. I forgot what he said. And he was like, and he pushed and he is strong. Like he will fuck someone up. And I was like, for my brother to say that, who has been in a million fights, I was like, damn, Bubba. He was like, I don't even think that he realizes how strong he is because that motherfucker's strong. And I was like, I know.
Oh, man. When I play football...
Oh, I know. I know, Papi. I know about your little football days. I mean, not in high school. You had some other hoes wearing your jersey.
Not even. But yeah, I be fucking people
I found out that his girlfriend in high school didn't even go to his fucking games. Oh, yeah. I was like...
Yeah, it wasn't her cup of tea.
I would have been wearing your jerseys. All throughout school. I would have been hoeing for you, baby.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding.
Good to know.
I'm just kidding.
Good to know. I got fast reflexes.
Yeah.
Strong. Fast. Yeah, I'll be all right.
Excuse me.
I'm just telling you.
Oh, excuse me.
I'm just telling you. I played sports my entire life. Not worried about it.
Not the sports.
Yeah. Violent sports, too, so I'm good. But I don't go out looking for trouble because just never, like, either I'm going to get fucked up or I'm really going to fuck somebody up. And I'm just not willing to deal with that today because somebody stepped on my shoes.
That's true. It's really got to be with. Do you feel like I'm a violent person?
No.
Okay, good. A lot of people think I'm a violent person.
I wonder why.
You have seen the things that happen in my presence. You have been there.
Yeah. No, I don't think you're a violent person.
Stupid shit happens.
No.
And I really be trying to hold my peace.
No, you're not a wild ass person just looking for trouble. I think for the most part, you just mind your business. And
although there are just some times that like people do shit and you don't want to tell me because you know that I'm gonna go off, and I feel like that's real unfair.
Well, I love you.
I should have the option.
No, do not. It's
Why?
None of it is worth it.
Especially if it's like a bitch disrespecting me.
Look, you just gotta trust me.
By hitting on you.
You just gotta trust
me. When I go, like when I'm there.
You just have to trust me.
It's not about me not trusting.
And I don't want. Look, I understand because I'll be pissed too. So it's like okay for like a dude to wink at me and me not tell you. You better tell me after the fact, at least.
After the fact, so like the whole time while we sitting there.
But I don't play into it. I'm just like.
I need to know these things.
And I tell you.
After, when the bitch is no longer in my sights.
Because it's not worth it.
How is it not worth it?
We're never going to see these people again.
It doesn't mean that I'm going to fight her. I could just say, bitch, back the fuck up.
What is that going to lead to?
That you told me and that you don't let your wife sit in the dark the whole time. And now I see you because he told me.
Okay.
Because we're a team like that. Like, I can't let you sit there if like a dude was doing that to me, knowing that I'm with you. Like, every time I'm like, babe, this guy. Babe, can you switch seats with me because this guy's I'm being real rude. Babe, like I tell you every time. Because I know it doesn't have to be a fight, but like, you know? What? You never tell me.
I do tell you.
No, you don't. You don't ever tell me in the moment.
I'm not trying to keep anything from you.
Baby, I don't think it's about keeping nothing from me. But I just feel like I should have the option to handle that situation how I think.
I handled it.
You didn't handle it.
I handled it.
You didn't handle it.
I make it very clear that I'm incredibly unavailable. Okay?
Well, I think going forward, you should let me know.
I'm like, babe, this bitch looking at me.
Yeah, babe. Yeah, her. Point her out. Point her out in front of everybody. Yeah, I'm going to tell you. Which one? Which one? Let me see. See?
Let me see.
I know you see this ring on his finger. Those are some of the differences between men and women. Some of the things that we go through. Some of the things that you guys go through. And I think that's really eye-opening. But, you know, I said what I said. And this wasn't like a personal attack at all. But, like, I definitely think that that's amazing. But I want it to be amazing for everyone. And I don't want anybody to be hurting or being mocked or ridiculed over shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's not nice.
Let people be happy.
Yeah, let people do what the fuck they want to do.
Like, as long as they're not hurting anybody.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter.
But that is it for today's episode, you guys. Thank y'all so much for coming to chill with us for episode 9. We will be back here on Monday for episode 10. And to start your week off right. Make sure you guys follow us on our Instagram.
I'm David Cisneros on Twitter and Instagram. Yep. And shit, you meant for the they meant for me.
No.
Oh, of course you can follow the podcast on Twitter and Instagram at the HISxHERS Pod. And that's for both Instagram and Twitter.
Yep. You can find me on Instagram at Nikki Glamour and on Twitter at the Nikki Glamour. I'm on there all the time giving you guys updates. But thank you guys so much for being here.
Don't forget to like this video. Also, please make sure you subscribe to the channel.
Yes, please.
And turn on notifications so you can be notified every time we post a new video. Because sometimes maybe we're not always on time.
But we usually are, though.
We are.
So.
But it's usually at a different time during the Monday. So just turn on notifications just to be safe. Okay, so you're here right away. ASAPably.
All right, y'all. Well, we'll see you guys next Monday. Have a great week and weekend. We love y'all and we'll see y'all soon. Peace out.